the host, and I am so excited to be here with you all tonight. How are we all feeling? I said, how are we all feeling? Ah, there we are. Thank you. You all are too kind. Now, I know what you're all thinking, and yes, with the situation going on with COVID-19, spirits have been a little low. But let's see if we can raise them back up with some fun. How about that? With our show, I can assure you all that you will be amazed, as it has everything. It's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got moments that will tug at your heartstrings, and most importantly, it has a message of hope.
Oh.
Yes, a very important message indeed. Now, of course, with our show, we like to keep things fresh and up to date. So, of course, tonight's focus will be on the pandemic, mainly focusing on 3 amazing stories about individuals who are just like you. Oh, but don't worry, this show stays perfectly PG and won't get political at all. We wouldn't want to offend anyone, am I right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get started with our first star. Like many, he has faced many hardships with quarantine and the pandemic, yet he has stayed strong through it all. He's clever, he's handsome, and watch out, ladies and gentlemen, he's single. Put your hands together for the amazing Put Together Percy!
Come on! What are you doing? Wear your masks, people! And the mask goes over your nose. Ugh. That's it. We're done for. And it's all because people don't know how to wear a simple piece of fabric. 4:30 already? I'm late for nothing. I'm late for nothing. Lucky me.
Hello? Is anybody in there?
Yeah? What do you want?
Oh, sorry to bother you. Okay, this is going to sound weird, but I heard you yelling a lot, and I just wanted to check in on you. I know our situation has been a bit bad for most of us, and I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Oh, it's fine. Never been better.
Oh, okay. Okay, again, this is going to sound weird, but I live on the same floor as you, and around this time I get home from work, and almost every day I can hear you yelling about something or the other. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I yell at the news sometimes, and if you've been caught up with everything going on, you can probably understand why.
Yeah, it can get pretty stressful.
That's one way of putting it.
I'm Grace, by the way. I'm a neighbor of yours, room 210.
Okay, cool. I'm Percy. Nice to meet you.
Do you mind if we talk for a little bit? Sorry if that seems rude or odd, it's just that I haven't really talked to anybody in a while with everything going on, and you seem nice, so may as well turn this into an opportunity.
I'm sorry, but I'd rather not. I don't know you, so if I let you in, it could be a risk, and I do not want to add to the problem.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to keep talking, we can just keep doing what we have been doing. I'm sure the storm is a good barrier. Don't believe COVID can go through solid wood.
At this point, it would not surprise me. So, where do you work?
Oh, I work at the Greenfield Conservatory. It's the school down the street from here. And I'm a janitor, which is pretty stressful at times, but with everything going on.
It does seem stressful.
Yeah, it is. But I'm glad. If not for the schools opening up, I'd be out of a job and having to go out and look for one, which I can only assume is much worse.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you been doing through all this?
I don't have a job anymore. It was one of the many lost due to the pandemic.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you find something soon.
Yeah, maybe. But for now, I'm fun employed.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but are you able to support yourself? I've heard that people have been getting kicked out of their homes due to not being able to afford it.
I'm fine. I can take care of myself. You shouldn't worry about the problems of some random stranger.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. So, besides the news, have you been watching anything else recently? I've had a lot of free time, so I've been catching up on a lot of shows.
Not really. Though I did watch this one show. You've probably never heard of it. Mysteriopolis?
Isn't it that one show, it's like a sci-fi mystery and they solve all these weird and unique mysteries?
Yeah, you've heard of it?
I've watched a couple episodes. I probably need to catch up on it.
Yeah, it's really good. The world building is amazing, the characters are great, and overall it's really fun to watch.
I'll have to add it to my list then. Thank you. Oh, I must have lost track of the time. I have to go. I have a meeting online soon. Thank you, Percy, for having this nice little chat with me. Maybe we can do it again sometime?
Sure. I guess if you want to.
Cool, I'll see you later then.
Goodbye, Grace.
Bye, Percy. Have a good rest of your day.
Well, how about that for an introduction? I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm sensing that love is in the air tonight. We'll have to check in on those two lovebirds later, but don't change the channel just yet, for we have our next individual. In fact, I think he's busy at work as we speak. Shall we investigate? Well then, let us see what's going on. Tobias, honey, you're gonna strain your eyes staring at that computer all day.
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just working on more stuff for college. I have a lot of things to do.
Tobias, you've been working on that for a while now.
I've only been doing it for about a week or so, in all honesty. I probably should have started sooner, which was my mistake.
Well, that's the thing, honey. Should you be working on all of that? I mean, if you haven't noticed, it may not be worth all the trouble, especially as someone who wants to have your kind of career.
Mom! I don't want to have this conversation again.
Now, this is just my opinion, and I have the right to express it. But the Bible tells us at the end of the world, and what's more of a sign than this? A pandemic, people dying, ignorance and hatred, so many things going wrong, and...
Mom, we don't know that for certain. I have deadlines I need to meet, or else everything is going to fall apart. So this might be worth it, maybe.
All I'm saying is maybe you should focus on the spiritual side of things than getting some degree for music you may never use. Think about that for a moment, okay?
Okay.
Good. Now I have to go get dinner ready. If you need anything, just ask, okay?
Okay.
I love you.
Love you too. Okay, Tobias, list of things to work on today. I need to keep working on financial aid so I can actually go to college, if they accept me. I need to send those emails and figure out my transcripts because I have no clue on how applying to college works, even though I'm trying to go to one. Nice work, Tobias. I also need to keep looking into other colleges because even though I really like Harfield, they might reject me because I'm not good enough. And if I don't find another college that I like, well then, I'm practically screwed. Everything's fine. Everything will be... How about I take a quick break? Just a small break to calm my nerves and forget about everything going on, and then I can get right back to work. Better than ever. That sounds good. Let's see.
And coming up on our chill songs to listen at home list, we have a classic for tonight called Don't Spiro, Sparrow. Let's have a listen.
the murder hornets, but now get ready for this. Birds with chainsaws attached to them. Add this to the apocalypse bingo, folks. And even more shocking news, we have another story to introduce. So please, while we give young Tobias some breathing time, let's put our hands together for our next participants.
Hey, Laura. About time to see you out of your room.
Well, yeah, no duh. I'm not some weird hermit thing. This is my house, too.
Are you sure? Because I think a weird hermit thing would definitely stay in her room all day on her computer.
Oh, really? Well, this apparent weird hermit thing is doing that so that I can work on my article, so that I can have money to pay the bills. No need to thank me.
Right. Bills. I almost forgot those existed. Well, what has brought you out of your cave of isolation then?
I was looking at some photos before the quarantine and all that, some moments before disaster.
I almost forgot about some of these. Oh, I remember the beach. That was such a fun trip.
Yeah. Remember when you got a fish hook stuck in your foot?
Okay, that was not my fault. How was I supposed to know that some jerk just left a fishing hook or two in the sand where my innocent foot just so happened to step? Whoever did it was lucky they were long gone, or else they might have had one of those shoved up their nose.
But still, that trip to the hospital did bring some good memories.
You just like to see me in pain.
Maybe.
Whatever. What's this? Is this the time you got your wisdom teeth removed?
Oh, don't you even start. Give me back my phone.
No, you insulted me. What's fair is fair. Remember you were so loopy and out of it? You started crying because we couldn't give you anything to eat, just drooling on yourself about pasta. Oh, and Laura, that mouth on you afterwards, if your mother was there to hear it.
Yeah, well, luckily, she isn't here either. So if you don't give me my phone back, you'll get to hear it again.
Okay. Easy there. I surrender.
But still, in all seriousness, we've had a lot of great times together. I wish we could go back to that.
Who says we can't?
Oh, someone I think you know, I think their name is Coronavirus.
Nope, never heard of her. She sounds like a buzzkill, though. Oh, speaking of which, they're finally here.
What?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was kind of getting bored, so I decided to invite a couple friends over, have a little get-together, just like we used to. And look at that. You're out of your room just in time for it.
Hunter, we've talked about this. Quarantine is still in place. You can't keep doing this. You know how it makes me feel.
Come on, you said it yourself. You want things to go back to how they used to be. Well, we used to have tons of get-togethers with our best friends who miss us dearly, so no need to thank me.
Hunter, seriously, I'm not okay with this.
Okay, well, I'm going to have fun. You can't stop that. But if you're going to be a buzzkill, again, you can go back to your room. Again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have met most of our cast, the ones that matter at least. Though one must feel bad, we have all these potential couples for our lovely audience to gawk at, and yet the closest thing to a woman Tobias has is his own mother. A pity, but quite funny, am I right? You know, if I have to keep pressing this, I'm going to start thinking none of you think I'm funny, which I know isn't true. We're all having a great time. And you know what? I know how to make you all even more entertained. Let us cut back to our lovers at first listen, Percy and Grace. Now, full disclosure with my little tips and tricks, it has been a few weeks since we've last seen the two. I run a tight ship over here, and who likes a slow burn relationship anyways? So, with that in mind, let's see how it's going so far.
Wait, you do what as well as yell at the news?
Yell at the people outside my window! You probably know that there's a park nearby the apartment complex, and I have a pretty good view, so I can see people going in and out, and all the time they're not following guidelines! In fact, I don't even think parks are open yet! And still, I see people going in and out like clockwork. It's ridiculous! So, if I notice it, I voice my complaints. Not necessarily to them, but more to the world. That's basically what I was doing the first time you met me.
Huh. And does it help?
Not really. Why would it help?
I don't know. I just thought that maybe it would help you get some stuff off your chest.
Not really, though I do have a lot of stuff on my chest.
Like what? If you don't mind me asking.
It's nothing. Nothing you can fix anyways. Not unless you can make people a whole lot smarter. Maybe then we'll have a chance of surviving all this.
That's not a good way of thinking about it.
From what I've seen, it's basically the truth. This pandemic is going to be the death of us, and there's nothing we can do about it.
I mean, we can all do our best to follow the guidelines. You know, wear a mask, quarantine as much as possible, keep updated about the situation, etc. It also helps to have a bit of hope.
Yeah, that'll definitely help against the thousands screwing us all over. But I do understand what you're getting at.
Yeah, so I'm gonna change the subject, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, you're the one that's good at these conversations and whatnot.
Oh, thank you. I was just wondering as to what you've been doing this past week or so.
Me? I've cleaned up a bit and made some food for myself. And kept up with the news, of course.
Yeah, that's good. I probably need to clean up myself as soon as I get the time. What about looking for a job?
Still working on it.
Oh, well, I wish you the best of luck on your search.
Thanks. So, anyways, what have you been up to?
I've mostly been working, either that or relaxing and watching TV. I have kept up with Mysteriopolis. You're right, it is a pretty good show. But other than that, nothing else.
What about those meetings you've been going to after our little talks?
Those! How to say this?
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. You say that to me all the time.
No, it's fine. Those meetings are actually more like appointments. I'm going to therapy. I actually started a couple months ago.
Oh, cool. Is it going well?
Yeah, I think so. At least you're not weirded out by that?
You're talking to the guy that yells at strangers out his window. I have you beat when it comes to crazy. And besides, a lot of people need therapy. It's not for me, but whatever. I can see why they would need it.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for not being weird about it.
Have you met people that are weird about it?
Yeah, but that's not important.
Okay, understood.
So, have you also kept up with Mysteriopolis?
Yeah, that recent episode was really good, wasn't it?
Oh my god, yes. It was so crazy when that one girl got hit by a plane and
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with your news, and let's see what's going on with the pandemic tonight. Oh, that's no good. Let's see here. California's on fire again. Hurricane season is coming up. The wildlife have declared war on humanity. UFOs have confirmed to be real. You know, the usual stuff. But most of that doesn't really matter right now. What matters most is the situation with the pandemic. And let me tell you folks, it isn't doing so well. Many people are dead or dying or at least getting infected. The hospitals are filling up. It's become a serious problem. And do you know who's to blame, folks? You. Or at least the bad people who aren't following the guidelines. But that can't be my precious viewers, right? None of you would be so selfish as to do things like not wear a mask, not social distance, talking to random strangers for no good reason, despite not being the type of person to do so. I mean, what kind of hypocritical jerk would you have to be to do something like that? All for the sake of having fun, while the world is still in such a bad shape. I mean, I think that sounds pretty bad, am I right?
Are you okay? You went quiet for a moment there.
Yeah, I just remembered I have some things to do, some important business stuff. So I need to go right now.
That's fine. I have to go to my appointment soon anyway. See you later.
See ya.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have your popcorn on hand because I sense some growing drama afoot. What? My dear viewers, you aren't mad at me, right? The scene was getting boring. It was like watching two slugs on opposite sides trying to meet in the middle. With a splash of drama, it will help shine some more light on their personalities. And besides, while I am a being of many forms and talents, what happened back there wasn't me at all. That conversation took a sour turn because of our beloved Percy. And I guess you'll have to stay tuned to see the results. But for now, let's check in on our young Tobias. I think he's having a family dinner, so let's bite into it. Did any of you see the news today? 1,000 more dead and even more infected. It's terrible.
I heard they're shutting down more of the shops downtown. A buddy of mine was talking about how down there is practically a ghost town.
That's a shame. I love that area. It's so beautiful when everything's in motion. What about you, Tobias? What have you heard?
I didn't have the chance to look at it today. Yeah.
Oh. Have you been saying your prayers?
Yes.
That's good. You'll thank me later, honey, when all this comes to fruition. What about you, sweetheart? How's work been with everything going on?
Good.
I heard they changed a few things at the factory. I know you have to wear a mask and whatnot, but apparently now they're leaving all the doors and windows open. I hope this ends before winter comes. We'll have to make sure you're all bundled up. It already gets so cold there.
Yep.
Next thing you'll know, they'll start separating the workers and making them work separate days, just like they're doing with the schools. Absolutely ridiculous. How is school going, by the way, Tobias? Has everything gone well?
It's fine. There are some kids that aren't really following the rules, or it stresses me out a little bit. But besides that, I'm doing well. The work's pretty easy.
No. If it ever gets too stressful for you, we can always start homeschooling. It worked well when you were little.
Mom! Please, no. I hated homeschooling. I have trouble making friends as it is.
All right, no need to get snappy with me. What about your college stuff?
I've made some progress. I started setting things up to help save some money, worked on a few scholarships, signed up for the FSA. Just have to wait for that. Whenever that's approved, I can start working on the FAFSA. You know, with your help. I've also set up some other preparations, so once I actually have financial aid, I can start working on and applying to other colleges.
That's a lot of work for a music degree.
It's like that for most degrees, and yeah.
I agree with your father, honey. That is a lot of work. Maybe you should focus on other things, like I mentioned last time. I'm just saying, but even if the world doesn't end, does the world really need another musician after all of this? I feel like this pandemic has really shown that some careers just aren't that important. It's true. It's been scientifically proven that musicians just aren't cutting it nowadays. We even have real life evidence. Isn't that right, Dr. Real Scientist?
Yes, it has been scientifically proven that the worst career to have right now during the pandemic is being an actor. I mean musician.
You heard it here, folks. Being a musician is a terrible idea. Ignore your inhibitions today, as they are leading you to disaster, especially if it's going to be the end of the world soon. Stay straight.
Get it from you, I told him.
I'm blaming you on this one.
Why are you blaming me on this one?
You're always dozing off.
I never do.
Sure. He gets it from you.
Tobias!
Yeah?
Did you fall asleep?
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was just thinking.
Well, maybe you can think and eat. Come on, your food's getting cold.
Hey, Hermit. Funny seeing you here. You missed all the fun. Jamie was here, and they brought their amazing home cooking. Zach brought some beer into the keg stand. And oh man, you should have seen M-Dog. That man was wild.
Yeah, I could hear it from my room. It sounded really fun.
It was. Though you didn't hear anything break, right?
No, but I do know we had a cabinet here that is suddenly missing.
Yeah, we may have gone a bit into it, but hey, no regrets. Well, there was one thing that was wrong about the whole party, and it didn't involve breaking anything this time.
Really? Like what?
Like the fact that my best friend and dearest roommate wasn't at the party having fun with us. Laura, we're having another gathering next week. I really want you to join this one. I don't see the problem. We have the same friends, so it's not like you're going to be isolated.
It's not that. I just don't want to join. It's too risky.
Not this again. You've been listening to the news too much. Not everything people say on there is true. For all we know, virus might not even be real, or not even that bad. It wouldn't be the first time the government lied to us.
I know the news and whatnot can be shady at times, but still, shouldn't we be careful? Rather be safe than sorry, right?
Sure, if you want to be a scared little sheep. Come on, Laura, what's happened to you? Used to be the life of the party, my right-hand woman, and now you're over here following the herd and letting whoever fill your head with this nonsense. You haven't talked to your friends in months. You're so lucky you have me talking to them for you because here's a newsflash. Your connections with them are growing thin. If you keep isolating yourself, you're not going to have any friends left.
I've talked to a few friends. Madison and I have kept in touch.
Your girlfriend doesn't count. Neither do these other friends, especially when you're keeping in touch, means texting them every other month or so, if then.
What's the big deal? Before all of this, we still texted people.
Not every other full moon. You can't only have a relationship online, especially when you can see these people in person, but are too much of a coward to do so. Join the party next week. I miss my best friend, my old one, and I know you miss her too.
I just want things to go back to normal.
And they can, easily. So let's take a chance and have fun.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Laura, my bestest of friends. I'm going to make sure you will not regret this. Oh, make sure you have your phone on you next time because I'm going to make this a night you will not want to forget.
Yeah, fun.
Okay, I have to make some phone calls. Project Sheeple Slayer is a go.
Did you hear that, everyone? A party! Now, who could hate something like that? Mark your calendars, folks, because once we return to our lovable roommates, all these lovely people will be back and getting ready to boogie! But first, let's see how our adorable couple is doing.
Lovely weather we're having. To be perfectly honest with you, I can't hear a word you're saying. This door already muffles noise as it is, whatever you're doing in there. It just makes it even harder to hear, so can you please speak up?
I said I am wearing a mask.
Oh, okay, cool. Percy, is there something wrong? How are you doing?
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, are you sure? Because I don't mean to pry, but it seems like you're having a bad day.
No, I'm fine. I'm just being precautious if we keep having these conversations.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
No, of course not. But if you think about it, we haven't been safe about our conversations.
What are you talking about? Oh, we've been talking for many weeks now, and we haven't been face to face ever. It's kind of like being on the phone with you, to be honest.
But it's not being on the phone. It's still physical. I haven't been disinfecting the door or the doorknob, and we've been standing way too close to the door because it has these little gaps and openings. So we could have been exposing each other every single time we talk just because we didn't consider the obvious. So, I'm taking precautions while we still can. I don't want to be some insane hypocrite yelling at others, but basically doing the same thing.
I guess you're right. COVID is unpredictable. Maybe we should have taken precautions before. I'm sorry, I didn't think of any of that.
Most of what can be done, I'll probably have to do anyways.
Do you blame me for that?
I'm pretty good at cleaning, so don't worry about it.
Oh, it's good. The part about you not blaming me, at least. I hate to pressure you into doing all this. Conversation is a two-way street, or however the saying goes.
No, I like our conversations. They're nice.
Thank you. I think so too. These conversations have really helped me get by. I mean, I'm doing well on my own. It's just nice to talk to someone who isn't just my therapist.
I agree. You seem like a good person from what I can tell. And it's nice to hang out with you despite it being so... never mind.
Oh, okay. Speaking of my therapist, I have to go to my appointment. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering, that's it? Where's the drama? I want my money back. And to that I say, my apologies, folks, but no refunds. And besides, you won't want them once you see what we have next. Percy's paranoid parable isn't over yet, for we have an interview with Percy himself. So, Mr. Percy himself, how are you doing? Wonderful! So, now that we've got the warm-up questions out of the way, it's time for some more juicy ones. Let's see here. Question 1. How do you feel about Grace? Uh-huh. Okay. Question 2. Are you ever going to get a job, or simply just continue sitting here alone in your apartment? Interesting. Question 3. If you think Grace is such a good person, then why do these conversations with her make you so tired? And finally, this is the last question, Percy, and it's a big one, so I need you to think about it long and hard. Question 5. Do you really think these moments with Grace will help make you a better person? Have you forgotten that the world is still falling apart while you are helpless to do anything about it? Oh, whoopsies! That was actually 2 questions, not 1. Oh boy, my bad at math. Anyways, that's all we have time for tonight. We'll check in with Percy a little later. Who knows? Maybe he'll actually have a personality next time we see him. But for now, let's see what's going on with our little family drama.
Okay, Tobias, your guidance counselor gave you the all clear. Be nice and simple. Just apply for a few colleges, see if you get in, and then you can keep working on getting scholarships. This is probably one of the most easier parts in all of this. All you gotta do is do it.
Should you be working on all of that? I mean, if you haven't noticed, it may not be worth all the trouble, especially as someone who wants to have your kind of career.
That's a lot of work for a music degree.
Does the world really need another musician after all of this?
I still have time. This is a big decision I'm making. Maybe I need to think it out more. I mean, even if the world wasn't going to end, this virus doesn't seem like it's going to stop. I wonder what college will look like during this.
Hello, class. I'm Mrs. Real Teacher. Nice to meet you. Now, with COVID-19 still being a thing, our curriculum will be a bit changed. Unfortunately, while we still have masks and social distancing with music, we need to be spread out even more and take even more precautions, as music can tend to have a lot of breathing going on. So with that in mind, we will mainly be focusing on percussion and strings for our class.
What? You can't really do much with just percussion and strings, right?
Well, wood and brass instruments involve breathing, so they could be a risk, and to go outside over and over again to play and learn would be such a hassle. The school board has really thought it would be best if we focus on the less problematic instruments. Oh, and just to be safe, we will only have one student per month working on and performing a project, just in case.
What? That could take forever.
Oh wow, what did you expect? Getting a music degree during a virus outbreak? Who ever heard of such a thing? Oh, would you look at that? It's raining fire. I guess that means it's the end of the world. Class dismissed.
Oh boy, I guess some people can't handle a little bit of a blaze. It must be true what they say then. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Anyways, we'll come back to that later. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please. It means we get to see the party! Get out the cake and bring out the piñata, because this one's going to be a real treat. So, let's not wait anymore, dear audience. Let's see what our reminiscing roommates are doing.
Hey, what are you doing over here? The party's over there.
I know, this is just not what I had in mind.
Is it the people? Because last time I checked, these are your friends, right?
Yes, and I miss them a lot, but still, I'm stressing out over here. This is a mistake.
Well, then stop being over here and go over there. It's not rocket science, Laura. Come on, and Dog's about to do a flip while chugging a can of soda. It's gonna be hilarious. He's totally gonna puke.
I don't really want to. Besides, I'm uncomfortable being around this many people.
Well, when you go over there and actually socialize instead of avoiding them like the literal plague, you'll get a lot more comfortable.
I tried that. Look, I appreciate the effort hurt and whatnot, but I'm just going to stay over here and text Madison, hey!
No, now I'm being a good friend. You won't get this back until you go over there and socialize. Unless, of course, you'd like to come and take it from me.
Ah! I didn't see you there. That was quick. Got tired of the party? What a shame. We could have gotten some more juicy drama. Found out who was kissing who was breaking up with who, and other exclusive information. Oh well. Even without the latest drama, we can still check into the latest train wreck. Storyline. Let's see how our two lovebirds are doing.
Hey, Percy, I'm here. How are you doing? Hello, are you in there? Oh, I'll talk to you tomorrow then, even though I'm probably talking to nothing.
That was totally expected. Yes, that's right, folks. I know you were worried there for a moment, but have no fear. Percy just needs a little bit of motivation. He never leaves the house. I'm sure he's just catching a little bit of a snooze. Why don't we fast forward to a day? I'm sure we have something much more exciting waiting for us.
Hey, Percy, I was here yesterday, but it seemed like you weren't home. How are you doing? You're not here today either. That's fine. I hope whatever you are doing is good. I don't know why I'm talking to myself.
Ha! I got you. You thought you would see Percy, but nope, it was just a silly little prank of mine. We certainly have fun here. Why don't we fast forward to a week? We've been far too impatient going day by day. A good story takes time to settle. Everyone knows that. So, let's go ahead and see our story.
Percy? You haven't been around. I haven't even seen you about the apartment complex. I know you're probably fine. I'm just worrying about nothing, but you didn't say anything about going anywhere, especially during the pandemic. I don't think you would do that. Are you in there? Am I being overdramatic? You're here today. You know, I was really hoping to catch you around today. I'm feeling pretty down myself. One of my coworkers passed away due to COVID. It made all of this very real. I wish you were here, but since you're not, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Well, this is fun. At least we're having fun here while we're waiting for your entertainment. Percy, come on, you better not have given up too much. But it will come, ladies and gentlemen, soon. I know, why don't we check in on Tobias? Everyone loves Tobias, what a gem. Let's see what's going on with that. I'll keep working and doing my job.
How did work go?
It didn't go too well. You might be happy to know that what I had planned isn't what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there are just so many opportunities out there. I could go straight into working after school, get a factory job like you, do that for the rest of my life, or I can join the military, you know, serve my country and get something out of that. Or not. or pick from a different career path, as there are thousands to choose from. Or maybe I should just lie in the bath to cry. There are just so many opportunities out there.
Yes, there is.
Dad, you and Mom know what's best for me in this situation. Could you maybe give me a bit of guidance? I could really use some right now. I just feel like this world is falling apart.
Well, if the world is ending, like the Bible predicts will happen someday, then it is falling apart. Why did you even choose a music career as a possible career in the first place?
I don't know. It's just, music has been such a big part of my life. I've had so much fun with it. No, it's more than that. Music has gotten me through some very bad times in my life. It has introduced me into a community where I feel I can be myself and have friends. I never would have thought I could have friends until I joined band and all of that. To be playing music is to be comforted by something I truly wanted to improve upon as much as I can. I want music to be a permanent part in my life. I want it to be my life, because without it, I just feel miserable and empty. So yeah, I know a career in music doesn't always work out, but I am willing to take that risk and spend every single day of my life working on and learning about music. Well, that sounds like heaven on earth to me. I just really want college to work. I wanted it to work.
Huh. You do seem to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Listen, Tobias. I don't necessarily agree with your life choices, and neither does your mother. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. However, the world is uncertain. It could end today, it could end tomorrow, it could end long after you and I are in the earth and with the Lord. The point is, do you want to spend the rest of your days miserable? You can, if you want to or need to, but who knows? Maybe you should just have hope that your dreams will come true despite all this. Or something like that, I don't know.
Have hope. Thanks, Dad. To be honest, you aren't exactly the best father in the world. But I still appreciate the advice.
Whatever.
Oh! You're all back! Yay! Well, Tobias certainly had a nice conversation with his father. That's great, wonderful, and highly entertaining, am I right? Right. Well, fear not, dear viewers, for the fun isn't over yet. Let's see how Laura and Hunter are doing. Yay!
Laura! A lot of people were upset that you didn't say goodbye to them last night on their way out.
Yeah, well, I don't really care, actually. I have my own problems to deal with right now.
Selfish lush. It's almost like you not being around people has turned you into kind of a jerk. Listen, this was your first time getting back in the saddle. You aren't as used to being around people, which is understandable. You'd be stressed getting back into it. But trust me, if you keep joining us when we have these get-togethers, you'll get used to it and you'll go back to having fun and loving this kind of stuff. We can go back to when we had fun and loved these kind of parties.
sound... No, it doesn't. Someone at that party could have had COVID.
Oh, again with this whole COVID spiel.
I heard someone coughing at the party, and it was frequent too.
It could have been allergies or the flu.
That's garbage and you know it. Hunter, what if you got infected?
And I get infected. I don't really care. It's probably not even that bad.
Not even that bad, Hunter. People have died from it.
People die from a lot of things. People die from the flu.
Not like this.
Oh, really? And you're such an expert on all of this.
No, but I know a whole lot more than you do.
Oh, really, Einstein? Then why don't you tell me why this virus has turned you into such a horrible person?
That's it. Get out of my house.
What?
You heard me. Get out of my house. I'll find a way to make up what you pay on the bills on my own. But you're risking my life with your awful parties, and I don't want that anymore.
I cannot believe you right now. You do realize if I go, so will most of your friends.
If they go, then they probably weren't my real friends anyway.
So you're really throwing all this away?
Not all of it. Just you and a few other things.
Oh. Okay then. Whatever. I hated this place anyway. I'll pack my bags, you don't even need to see me out. I hope your future was worth all of this.
I hope so too.
Come on! We need a conclusion for this mediocre storyline. I did not put this much time and effort in for some loser to just throw it all away. It's been at least a month or so time skip. Percy, what are you doing in there? Oh, hello there. Well, that must have been one quick and satisfying scene. I bet you're wondering when our darling Grace and roguish Percy will be back, and to that I say, oh, hang on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Manager? You want me? Right now? I'm getting a promotion and possibly a new show to work on? That's great! I'll be right there! Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like I gotta fly. Tell your friends about our amazing show. And don't rate us low on rottenfruits.com, please. Anyway, bye-bye!
Hey, Percy. I wanted to know how you were doing. I'm fine. A bit lonely, but I'm still working with my therapist, so it's not too bad. I got a raise at work, which I didn't even think was a possibility with the pandemic going on, but apparently I said the right things. Besides that, nothing much has changed. I wanted to check in on you again. Okay. Goodbye. Have a good one.
Congratulations on the raise.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How are you doing?
Better, I think.
Good. So your day has been decent then?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Sorry, that sounds weird. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. Grace, I'm sorry. I've ignored you for a while now, and that isn't right. I should have told you. I'm going through a lot right now with the pandemic and losing my job. I just needed a little bit to try and get my life back together.
That's fine, Percy. I will admit it did hurt a little bit to be ignored, but I get it. Everyone's going through bad times right now. I know people that have lost their homes to all this, or even some of their family. I'm just glad to be able to talk to you again. Though I would appreciate a warning next time you need some alone time, I don't want to continue to pull a Percy and spend a few minutes ranting to myself like a crazy person.
Noted.
So, did you get your life back together?
Want me to be honest?
Yes, of course.
Nope.
That's fine. I'm still working on it too. It's been months and it still feels so unreal.
Yeah, the world wasn't perfect. It never was. But with the pandemic going on, it's really highlighted the darker parts. Ignorance, corruption, hatred, the faults within our own country. All that when you're wondering how you're gonna eat or live in your home.
Yeah, gets pretty stressful. But I try to stay positive.
Yeah, I've noticed. Any advice for this pessimist?
Oh, well, let me think. The world can be a cruel and terrible place. So many bad things can happen that we have no control over, and that's just a part of life. But that's the thing, it's a part of life, not the whole thing. We all go through our bad moments, but we also have our triumphs and good moments too. So, even if the world can be a bad place, even though the world can be unpredictable, even though we may want to avoid the future and cling on to the past, we have to learn to embrace those parts of life, to embrace the uncertainty of it all, and to just have hope that it'll be okay in the end.
That was beautiful, Grace.
Thank you. You know, after all this is over, I'd really like to hug you.
I'd really like that too.
We'll have to add that to our list then.
Yeah, the list that'll hopefully keep on growing.